Okay, you're not going to believe what just happened. This week, the American sports world got completely turned on its head. We saw a shocking upset that rewrote a rivalry 2 decades in the making. A rookie phenom sparked a national debate, and an NBA empire, well, it started to crumble right before our eyes. Let's break down what actually happened and, more importantly, why it really matters. So, we're going to start on the baseball diamond down in Houston, Texas. A sellout crowd was there, and trust me, they witnessed way more than just a game. This was a flat out battle for national pride between Team USA and Mexico in the World Baseball Classic. And this quote from a fan in the stands, it says everything. This wasn't about politics or some debate on cable news. For every single person in that stadium and the millions watching at home, this was personal. This was about heritage, it was about passion, and it was all about the love of the game. And all that passion just exploded when Team USA pulls off a jaw-dropping upset. I mean, for the first time in 20 years, they finally took down their rivals on this massive stage. It completely shattered a pattern of dominance that, let's be honest, had become painfully familiar for US fans. And look, this table tells the whole story, right? Just last year, Mexico absolutely dismantled the U.S. with an 11-5 beatdown. But this year, the script got completely flipped. A 5-3 victory for the Americans. This wasn't just a win, you guys. This was a statement. This was redemption. So how'd they pull it off? Pure, unadulterated power. Aaron Judge got things started with a monster 2-run homer. Then, Roman Anthony comes up and hits a massive 3-run blast that basically sealed the deal. And on the mound, Paul Skeens was just untouchable, striking out 7 batters in 4 innings of absolute dominance. Just a total team effort for a win that will go down in the history books. Okay, from that insane rivalry on the world stage, we're pivoting to a battle brewing right here on the college court. And it's a huge controversy over who the best player in the country really is. And it's pitting the old guard squarely against the new wave. And here's the divide, plain and simple. The Big 12 coaches? They gave their Player of the Year award to Arizona's Jaden Bradley. A senior, a team leader, he won the title. Makes sense. But the media? They went a totally different direction, picking BYU's freshman phenom, AJ Dybantsa. So who's right here? Well, it is really, really hard to argue with this number. AJ Dybantsa is leading the entire NCAA in scoring. He's averaging an incredible 24.7 points per game. As a freshman. I mean, this isn't just good, people. This is one of those historic, record-shattering seasons. And this whole thing hit a fever pitch when the conference's own commissioner, Brett Yormark, came out and said that Dybantsa shouldn't just be Big 12 Player of the Year. He should be in the conversation for National Player of the Year. So the bottom line is, while the coaches honored a proven winner, the rest of us are watching a legend being born in real time. All right, so we go from a star on the rise to an empire that is in total freefall. Over in the NBA, the team that looked absolutely invincible, the top seed in the Eastern Conference, is suddenly, somehow, coming apart at the seams. That's right, I'm talking about the Detroit Pistons. They're in the middle of a 4-game losing streak. And look, for a team that has been dominating the league all season long, this isn't just a slump. This is a full-blown 5-alarm crisis. And this chart just shows how fast the floor has fallen out from under them. Just 2 weeks ago, they had a comfortable 8.5-game lead in the East. Today, it has evaporated down to just 2.5 games over the Boston Celtics, who are coming on strong. What looked like a sure thing is now a total nail-biter, and the entire playoff picture is just chaos. The pressure is officially on. So what's the reason for this collapse? Their whole identity. It's just vanished. That suffocating top-tier defense that made them great, it's gone. They've dropped from being the second-best defense in the league all the way down to 9th. And now teams like the Heat are just out-hustling and out-muscling them everywhere on the court. Now, this kind of pressure, it forces teams to make some really bold moves. And right now, across the pro leagues, franchises aren't just playing for today. They are placing huge, huge bets on their future. Over in the NFL, free agency is in full swing. You got the Dallas Cowboys taking a flyer on quarterback Sam Howell with a classic 1-year prove-it deal. A total low-risk, high-reward gamble. And at the same time, the Houston Texans are just doubling down on what they do best, building a dominant defense by adding another powerful piece in Logan Hall. And back in the NBA, a team that's been in a rebuild is facing its own moment of truth. Believe me, the Washington Wizards have been waiting for this moment all season long. Their number 2 overall draft pick, Alex Sarr, is finally coming back from his injury. So now we get to the million-dollar question for Washington. Can Sarr and their new star, Trae Young, actually work together? The answer to that question could literally define this franchise for the next 10 years. No pressure. Okay, so we've seen a stunning upset, a college controversy, a collapsing contender, and these high-stakes roster moves. They all feel kind of disconnected, right? Like separate stories. But they're not. They're all part of the same powerful story that is unfolding across American sports right now.
So the real question is, what is that story? What's the thread that ties all of this together? Well, it's about the fundamental forces that shape sports, and they are all hitting at the exact same time.
It's really a landscape of raw ambition. First, you see the power of pride absolutely igniting that USA-Mexico rivalry. Then, you see the undeniable birth of potential with a kid like A.J. DeBonsa. You see the crushing weight of pressure just cracking the foundation of the Detroit Pistons. And finally, you see franchises wielding power, making these huge, calculated risks that are going to reshape their leagues for years. So here's the big takeaway. This is so much more than just box scores and highlights. What we're seeing is a live look at a sports world that is completely in flux. Old certainties are just crumbling, new heroes are popping up out of nowhere, and the future is literally being written right in front of our faces. Which brings us to the final, critical question I have for you. As we watch these empires teeter and these new stars just shoot into the sky, which of these storylines do you think is going to have the biggest impact? Is it the national pride of an underdog win, the unstoppable rise of a new phenom, or the shocking collapse of a titan? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to know what you think.